What? We got a musical show for you tonight.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, welcome, Jacob.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
I'm at like 15.
You guys better get over here. All right, we wanted to see if we could melt some sugar before the start of the show. So, what do we do? Hot molten glass.
It's pretty tasty.
Nice.
And so, how fast? How come you guys don't turn it like a marshmallow?
Because I just wanted to get it going.
That one's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh!
Can we rub it on there? Was it shooting?
It was shooting it.
Ooh, do you guys smell it now?
Don't touch it. You don't want to take some
Oh, look at
Tootsie
that.
Pop in the eye.
Well, obviously, hot sugar
Oh, mine's
needs
getting warm.
a
Look at
better
it.
temperature than.
Ooh, this
Careful,
thing.
careful.
Oh, it's stuck.
Jake, yours smelled not right.
It's not a marshmallow.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at, I love the burning.
We don't actually know what's in these.
Welcome to the Gathering Point, where tonight we have something fantastic. Louise is here from Wildside. And what is Wildside, you say? Well, get ready. You're going to find
You're
out.
going to find out so soon.
We do know
So
what's in
quick.
these.
Soon. Yeah, they're
Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, in the center. Who grew
So
up with
what
that
happens when you
commercial?
get to the center.
Oh, there's melted sugar.
Oh, mine's gone.
Welcome to the Gathering Point,
Well,
everyone.
That's just nice.
We've got Jacob, I'm Michelle, there's Oliver, there's Chris.
Woo.
We have Beth on tech, and you want to show our special guest?
Here they are.
What?
No way.
And what?
That's not just any owl, folks.
It's the owl.
Yeah. And welcome the rest of the team over here. Chris, Luis, and some other champions. Ollie as well. We've got some amazing patrons in the back over there. And this is a special show for a special day
And
for our spring show.
who would have guessed that the normal Tootsie Pop's flammable?
Flammable.
That and
Gotta
the
be
chopsticks
careful.
attached to them.
Yeah, that might help. Hey, Lucy, you want to show them our lineup on the floor while we wheel away the prop table?
Yeah, let's talk about what the plan is for tonight, folks. This might be a little bit of an extended show because it is the releasing of our yearly creature. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. We've been making them for a few months now, designing these ridiculous creatures. The owl, which you just saw there, a brand new to the Glass Academy, real owl in the shop. And we have modeled ours off of a real owl, and we're going to be making one
Look.
based off of this amazing owl,
Does it
Kea.
Look at the eyes.
This evening.
Oh, it doesn't know which one to focus on, the camera.
So,
Hi,
to
beautiful.
get things fired up, we've got a ridiculous table here. Pre-sales have already been completed with all of our subscribed members. They've picked out their favorite owls. We have a ridiculous abundance of other owls made available for tonight's show and for this weekend. And this goes live, as you guys know, at 6:30.
Do you want to
Just
see
to
how
give you a
clever we
peek.
are?
Yep,
We
And
won't
I'm-
get mixed up on any numbers.
that's right.
I'm claiming 8B is the one that's going to go first.
I'm claiming 3C because Oliver said this one looks like me.
Yep.
3C is going first. That's my bet.
The thing
All
that's
right.
most unique about these owls is that each one of them has its own personality.
That
So
alabaster?
while Lucy's on camera, you want to make sure you're checking out all the faces and expressions of each one of the owls, and those numbers underneath them are the numbers when the table goes live at 6:30 that you'll be able to use and coordinate to find the one that you've picked for yourself. 2B's looking good. I'm thinking 2B's going to go first. Show them that one.
That's a really good TV station. Tubi is.
2B?
or
Oh,
not
get 'em,
2B.
Jay.
What is it about?
This
Is it
is
like a
right here.
kid one? I want more space.
All right. So, owl pre-sales will happen, and unless you've come by on like a Thursday when we've been playing around with the shapes and figuring them out, we haven't shown how these owls are made. So for our warmer-upper piece that's going to be available to the members, we're going to make an owl and show you how it's done, and it wouldn't be a proper creature release Egg-stravaganza if we don't get a little bit of the floor energy on the gather as well.
We have to have some floor energy.
Can you drop that molten glass onto the lineup and pick it back up and make it into an owl, Jake?
Yeah. And I almost decided to drop it onto the lollipops, but we stuck with the floor on this one. One thing you guys may not know if you haven't purchased one of these yet, if you're not a member and had the opportunity or came by the studio and held them in your hand, is that these are completely solid. So they're smaller, but they're super heavy and they're full of beautiful, you know, molten glass.
They got some weight to them.
So would you say, Jake, that you're not glass blowing now in your glass sculpting, or are you really still glass blowing?
I think I'm going to have to defer that answer to you. What do you think? Because I don't know the answer.
I think that anytime you're working with the glass, you're blowing glass. But I think that whether you're working with solid glass or not, amongst us as the glass artists working the material, we know we're sculpting the glass at this moment. We're not blowing air into it. But for most people who are watching us on the show live, we're glass blowers and we're blowing the glass right now, even though we're not puffing air into this solid body of the owl. This is going to be the Loyalty League owl, right, Oliver?
This is for members.
So this is for members only, which we always try to do something unique and one of a kind. And the members, who are the Loyalty League folks, all the special privileges that they get are pretty sweet.
So
You tell us who's on the show today.
I was going to say, speaking of the folks, let's talk about them. So over on the YT side, we've got Carol here watching from Sarnia, Ontario. Susan is here from Indiana. Dan is watching from Nova Scotia. He says, I hit the like button. Have you yet? Thank you for that, Dan. Carol is sending a bunch of owl emojis. Coffee says hi. John says greetings from Orlando. Carol loves the new shirts. I do too. I'm loving them.
Oh, these shirts are some of my favorite.
Oh yeah. Over on the FB side, we've got Pat from Shelby Township, Mary from Hudsonville, Michigan. Hannah is here from Sweden as always. Hello, Hannah. Carrie says happy Tuesday, GA friends, watching from Connecticut via Dearborn this morning. Katrina says hello from Chicagoland. I've got more owl emojis from Carol. Thank you, Carol. Sue says hi. Robin says he is stunning. Are we talking about the owl or Oliver?
It's got to be the owl. It's got to be the owl, Bess.
What?
You really snuck that one in there.
I knew you would turn red. I knew it.
Ask them to ask their owl questions.
Yeah, so if you guys have owl questions, please put them in the chat. I will read them off. And yeah, we're here for a great time tonight. Kelly says, had such a great time there this weekend. Kelly, it was so nice to chat with you and meet you. But this is the members piece, and this will be going live to Loyalty League members only when it is complete. And I'll let you know when that's ready.
Cycloptic.
Coffee says, is that owl real? Yes, he is 100% real. He is not a robot.
And he's just watching the glass being blown. He's just as interested as everybody else. In his eyes, Lucy, show how wide open his eyes are. Look at him. He is just checking out the
He does
glass.
his blink slow. That
Oh.
looks so beautiful.
He's got the biggest
Oh.
eyelashes I've ever seen.
He's hissing a little right at the camera.
That's just him cheering. Gosh, should we have mic'd up the owl? Should we have mic'd up Kea?
That could have been fun. Jake, I'm letting you know now, I turned the LED off on purpose because it's doing weird things to his eyes on camera, okay?
Understood.
Got it.
Okay, let's really quickly introduce our audience. We've got Chris, raise your hand. She's the owl mama.
Yep.
And we got Louise over here in charge of the foundation. So any questions you ask tonight, we're going to go to them. Tell me your name again. Debbie? Tammy?
Charming.
And Carrie. And then in the back, Max and Carrot, what up? Thank you. Shout out to them, not only for the Tootsie Pops, but for bringing us this great hookup and sharing their family. And Darlene, I'm so sorry. There you are. It's all good. And then we got Ollie. He's going to be pulling your orders at 6:30 when the show goes live.
Mary does have a question about the owl.
Okay.
So, Chris, Mary is asking a question. She says, shouldn't the owl be sleeping right now?
So there is a big misconception that owls are only nocturnal. They can be out in the daytime. His pupils can fluctuate to bring in light, so being out in the day doesn't hurt his eyes. Now he is a crepuscular more type owl, so he's more active in the dawn and dusk. But he can be out in the daytime. It doesn't hurt him at all.
Very cool. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Owl facts. We're going to know them all.
We've done a lot of owl research ourselves in this design process, and that's pretty much all from Google Images. So we really don't know anything about the actual owl lives and how they work. I mean, maybe, Oliver, you did more research than I did.
Well, you don't want to tell them about our hiking trip we took into the woods to try and find an owl?
I wasn't gonna talk about that.
Okay, that's my bad.
But we did learn a lot throughout this course, and right here is not an owl, but this is the start of a white and aventurine gold and alabaster super body of an owl with bright red eyes and a black core. And you can't see it because of the temperature right now.
It kind of looks like a marshmallow with eyes.
Looks like a little egg.
Yeah. It's
So,
funny how the brain always wants to make it into something we know.
Yeah, they get real egg before they get owl. So I've got a gather glass here with tureen on it. I'm about to encase it in clear. I'm just letting this sit up just a little bit longer. Jake's already got the eyes. And those are orange eyes on that owl.
Orange, okay, so matching keto over there.
So what is that gather that you're gathering up going to be?
It's going to be everything else.
So
Yep.
you're going to take multiple bits off of that to create the Elvis Presley sideburns?
Yes.
And
Nice.
figuring out the top of this head and all the bits on it. The top of the head, I think, was the most difficult part of this whole thing. And as you guys peruse at 6:30 through the virtual gallery and see the different variants in head foliage that we did, you'll see that there's, I mean, everything's handmade, so there's a little different style to all of it. But we went through about 5 different styles, and it's a 5-step process putting this hair mojo on here. So just take a good look at it as we do it, and know that we had to make about 45 owls to figure this out. What's this gonna do?
Go ahead and stick it in. You can have that one, Jake.
I can?
Yeah, just don't burn your tongue on it. Let it cool off. If you can suck on that
I don't
until
wanna.
it gets to the Tootsie Pop center, maybe you'll get to the center like the owl did when he crunched into it right when you finish this owl.
Wow.
That could be pretty cool.
This is the first time we've done this color pattern on any of them. Any tureen, in fact, on any owl. Timing's super important on this, and the thickness. We're gonna grab the schnoz, take it down. We'll finesse his eyebrows in on both sides. Then we're gonna pinch out. What are these called, Chris? Those parts above the head?
A lot of people just call them the horns.
Horns?
Horns.
Sculpt the horns, flatten the backside. That's 4 steps. I'm going to take a heat, and we'll go for 5. And because Oliver encased this gold, it's going to actually look like a metallic gold super foliage.
Sparkly.
Okay, Bess has to say something.
I'm just laughing because Carrie is laughing in the comments about head foliage.
Head foliage, yeah, I mean, well,
Otherwise
plants.
known as plumage.
It's living material.
Is it?
Foliage.
Now, Chris, do you think it's appropriate to refer to an owl's beak as the schnoz?
I don't see why not.
Perfect.
As long as we all know what part of the anatomy we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
But it is also the upper and lower mandible, if you want to
Mandible.
get technical. Or the
Okay.
beak.
I feel like we should be writing these words down because
Yeah.
something's just going to happen. We're going to forget.
It sounds
Put
way
those
better
up,
if you,
bring
Jake,
those
you're going to
down.
be, working on the upper and lower
Ooh.
mandible instead of the schnozzer.
Well, we could be in the middle. We could do some moderation and call it the upper and lower schnoz.
Oh, all right. I think that's a happy medium.
All right, I think this might be a good time to introduce Louise.
Okay.
And we'll let her talk about, do you know that we're having a give back portion to this owl show?
I'm going to put one more wing on and we're going to wrap this one up.
Okay, so we'll wait, and then we'll introduce you to Louise, who has this rescue foundation, and that was our donation give back this show.
Which I don't know if everybody knows about our give back situation.
They're gonna know now.
We're gonna tell them, Jake.
Me?
We're going to tell
Sure,
her.
why not? I said we, but you could be you.
Well, we do a signature product every year. This is our spring show, and then you've got our signature pumpkin and our signature ornament and candy cane. And every one of those collectible items for the past 23 years or so, give or take a couple years, there's been a give back portion. And this year it's 3% to these guys. We're about to hear about their whole organization, and it's a really beautiful thing. And that's that.
That is that.
So, to say a little bit more about that, we started
Thanks, Oliver.
pre-sales this past weekend, and that went out for members. We're doing owls on this show here exclusively, and we got a table chock full of owls. And the spring show this coming weekend, a live event in our studio, and if you are local and want to come and check it out, we'd love to have you. But all owls sold are gonna, part of those sales, the 3% is gonna be donated to Wildside Rehab Center. And we're real happy to have them in the studio, and thank you guys for coming out. And we've got owl number 1 down. It's getting knocked off right now. Time for the dismount.
A gentle dismount.
Every time you say that, I feel like we're at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like gymnastics.
Off
Yeah.
the balance
Where we-
beam.
Where we broke that piece off, there's always a little bit of sharpness there, so you got to flame polish it. And
And
Chris
this-
is going for the stamp, putting the GA logo on it. Wasn't sure if you want to make the next piece out of that. And then
All right,
this
as
guy
they
is ready to go away.
go put the owls away.
Oh,
It's all
Grab
good.
him now.
there he is.
We're going to meet Louise.
Woo!
And Louise, you want to tell us a little bit about your foundation?
Sure. Wildside Rehabilitation and Education Center. We're just south of Lansing and Eaton Rapids. We've been around almost 31 years, and I'm the founder and director. We rehabilitate mostly raptors, so owls, hawks, falcons, eagles, vultures. We have about 80 animals in rehab right now, so that we're taking care of.
Wow.
We released a great horned owl that is kind of similar to Kea over there. Looks a little bit like that bird this weekend, and we also released some barred owls this weekend, and we're looking forward to some more releases. And we have 2 baby great horned owls right now. One's going to be renested, and one is healing a broken leg.
So when you say you release them, do you have to pick the area like where they came from, or you just put them
Sometimes
near
we
Lansing?
take them right back where they came from. Depending on how long they've been in captivity, they could go back to their territory. If they've been there a long time, we release them just in a good habitat where there's going to be good prey base, where there's food, there's water, and there's shelter.
I love the words prey base. Like there's lots of prey.
We're full of interesting words.
And she's got 31 years, so she knows this. If you ever have a question about an owl or a raptor, it's like this lady knows the real deal. She just looks like smooth as silk with telling us that information.
I want to tell a really cool story about owl eyes, because we mentioned the owl eyes a few minutes ago. And if humans had eyes that were as big as owls in their head, our eyes would be as large as grapefruits. So that's how
That's
large
painful.
the owl eyes would be if we had them.
That's crazy. And painful at the same time.
He's just looking. He's looking with those jumbo eyes.
All right.
So you're doing the
Chicken legs.
owl
Okay.
first, or am I
We
doing
are organized, and again at dinner time, go over here.
Stump, and
Look at
then
this.
do the owl, and then
At dinner time, we sat down and talked about what's
Branch
happening.
Stump.
What's happening right now?
We were just talking. Come on over, check these owls out.
They're just catching up is all.
We had 3 different pages, folks. You got the bright power page, you got the other page, and then we had this page.
Which is a 4th page, apparently.
Gosh,
There's
you
a
want to
secret
point
4th
out
page,
A,
everybody.
B, C,
No, we've got
D.
some more snow owl kind of action going on down here. We've got the metallic Cyborgian Ultra Owls over
You know
here.
what? I think anyone who buys one tonight should get a sucker.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, look, it will match the owl you get.
Hopefully it doesn't melt on them in the box. We've got some of them have actual standalone schnozzes, or also known as
Raptors? No. Beaks.
This guy actually did get in a fight and got punched in the left eye, but he's doing okay. Just got a little bit of a bruise. This guy was one of Matt's very first ones. He's got dreadlocks up top. But they got so much personality. This one's got heart marinis. You can find a couple more of those if you sort through them, but they're all one and done, you guys. So first come, first serve. As soon as they're purchased, they're
And
gone. They're
where
either
do they
being
go?
shipped out or
What's
they're on the
the-
pickup table.
What's the website where they go buy them?
glassacademy.com. You can go right to the Gathering Point page. This is our weekly virtual gallery.
Oh, you know what?
I will always post the link in the comments when the table goes live.
Actually, don't.
And so Chris is getting started up on the next piece, and this was one that we wanted to. We didn't draw it on the floor because it's going to be pretty detailed. This is going to be a piece replicating the pattern on the body of Kea over here and the eyes. We're going to go for bright orange eyes. So Chris is going to be making, which he's starting with over here, a stump. We've made a few different larger owls. We're still figuring out the exact process. We wanted to get them because they perch so heavily. We wanted to make them a really nice log/stump, sturdy item to make it a kind of pretty tall piece that's going to be symbolizing our owl in residence. That's right.
Who, Kea, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's an ambassador owl.
So I do a lot of education with exotic birds, but now that I have him, he's my ambassador for raptor education.
That's so cool.
Their roles in the environment, anatomy, cool things about them, because you don't really see owls up close. They're kind of a rare sight to see in the wild. So to be able to bring him to people and see him up this close is a good experience for people.
Yeah.
Like the tobacco
He's right at home.
in a bigger footprint.
All right. So Chris has got a core gather going. He's letting that cool down so he can encase it to as much as he needs without having to worry about that bubble on the inside distorting. He's taking that second gather right now, and he's going to be coming over this way, and he's going to start getting all sorts of color on here. Now, Chris is starting with the stump, and I don't know exactly
can get
how
in
he's
there.
going to approach it.
I can get in there, Jake.
I think he's going to approach it with power.
Finesse.
Power and
Glass.
finesse. He's going into the small tray with the big glass.
We thought about big traying it today, but we thought, no, we got Chris on the show. We might as well small tray it.
If
Just
you
for
keep
him.
the trays smaller, it keeps the gathers in check, is what they say.
But then Jake announces that we're going to make a really big stump. I'm like, what?
So this is going to take all three of us for sure on this one. It's going to be a pretty serious collab piece because there's three different components to it. There's going to be the actual stump itself. There's going to be some sort of branch protruding from the stump that Chris is going to formulate into that piece, and then there's going to be an owl on top of it. And in order to keep all those three components hot before we merge them together, it's going to take three people, maybe four. Maybe Michelle's going to get involved. We'll see.
And we're pretty much using the full range of size frit that we have available, all the way from powders up to size 2 for this stump. So
Yeah.
we've got all sorts of different grain sizes and textures on here. Giving this as much organicness as we can, but this is all going to be done in browns. So as it's hot, it's going to look a little bit muddy. But it's going to come back, and you're going to be able to see the distinction between those browns more and more as it cools down. Chris is going in with the tweezers, and this is how you stumpify things. If you're wondering how you make a stump, this is where it all begins.
I do have an owl question for someone to answer. So Sue says, can you ask the experts, do owls migrate in the winter here in the Midwest, or are they able to survive our winters?
They are able to survive our winters. We get many owls in during the winter. Some are actually starving. We have a good load of owls right now that came in the fall starving. Other birds come in. When they're young, typically they come in starving, and we get them back to health and release them in the spring so they have a second chance. But sometimes they migrate maybe a little bit further south, but they don't leave the area. Sometimes snowy owls actually come from up in the tundra down, depending on the prey base again. But mostly they're staying around.
Very cool. Thank you.
Just thinking about pattern over here, and I think I got an idea. Whoa. I think I got an idea that I think Oliver's going to love.
I had somebody comment and say they
Yeah.
didn't see the owls on the website. That is correct. They will go live in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
You do not see them yet because they are not there yet.
Mad dash. Oh, it looks like Chris put a little bit of that churring in there, that metallic ultra gold, to make it a little bit of a fantasy super stump.
Hey, I'll give you guys a hint too. If you're interested, open up the website now. Go to the tab on the top that says Shop Items Featured on the Show. There's a square that will pop up when the owls go live. It's just not there yet because it's not 6:30. It's all automated. So there's 4 pages of owls, A, B, C, D, and when this goes live, you can just pick which page you want to shop. But get ready because there's some people that have fast fingers.
Chris over here making the neckline at the top while he's finessing the rest of the trunk here, the stump. That neckline's important because it's going to be our planned breaking point. So we can flip this piece around, and that's going to be where our glass version of Kea is going to end up sitting.
That's sweet looking. Watch out for the lollipop.
I know. Just something nice to have on the bench.
I like that that's there as a tool.
I gotta give the lollipop mojo on this
Yeah,
thing.
give it the touch.
All right, I knew it was there for something.
Perfect.
All right. Need any air, Chris, or are you looking for a punny?
I'm looking for a flat surface, which is going to be the Marv, where I'm going to get this hot and let it get a little bit of its organicness going. Which you're going to see what I mean by I'm using gravity.
Oh boy. He's implementing the gravity right now.
We love gravity.
Gravity wasn't activated until he went vertical with that.
Lucy had a really great point about gravity the other day. She was explaining to me. You want to break that down for us, Lucy? Oh, no microphone. You're lucky.
Oh, look at that, Lou.
What was she saying, Jake?
I couldn't tell you. She wasn't making sense.
What? You lead us in and leave us
G-force. She was
hate
talking
us?
about G-force. You know.
So this is
The
just
G-force.
This
Yeah.
is just the stump of the tree, and we're going to come off with another branch that's going to have the owl sitting on it. So we got this looking pretty good.
Do you
so
think the whole owl could be made if we punny this up and it's made right on the branch? Like we don't have to make it separate, stick it on there? It's not that like long and crazy of a stump. It's pretty sturdy, except these might get a little chilly over time.
Well, we're going to put a branch, like we were saying, on this side right here coming off,
Right.
and then the owl's going to be sitting up
Oh.
here. So now I'm going to hold this while you and Oliver make the owl.
How
the
big? We're
blingin'
talking
owl.
like this big?
Bigger than a normal owl because it's going to be special, but not too big that it's solid. We don't want it to be like, that's why I wanted to put him on this side where these root systems are coming out so that it has some extra balancing power. So I'm really only going to have the branch come out about like to right here, maybe a little lower, like right here. And then you can have
We could
him-
always add a couple more branches down there right now to widen it out a little.
Do you think it needs to be widened out? I mean, I kind of think it looks pretty good.
It's going to be a blown owl, but I wanted to put some feather action on the back. It'll be a little bit thicker, and
So you're going buck wild with it, you're saying.
I don't want to be limited.
I'm going
Hey,
to interrupt you guys for a
Yeah.
second just to tell you the table is now live, so the owls are available on the website. I'm going to get that link in the comments.
And I was
Go
just
for it.
going to say, I'm looking at the website. We've got people from Maine, Minnesota, New York, North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania,
It's out a little bit.
and maybe Connecticut. That's got to be Connecticut. So there are lots of people watching on the show, giving great exposure to Wildside. That is our give back organization for this show.
There are 4 different tables of owls, just so you guys know. There's Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. So I put the general link in the comments, and then you guys can kind of travel between those 4 tables.
If
So-
you're wondering which one to start with, you could start with Group B and then just click right on 15B, which is my personal favorite.
Uh-huh. I see how that works.
2B was the one I picked.
You can take a look at
2B.
2B afterwards. It's okay. It's at the top of the list. It'll be there when you scroll back up, but
Hey, wait, there's a question I know the answer to. Maybe you guys said this. What is the lifespan of an owl? This particular owl will live 60 years. What? And it's
60.
a year and a half to 2 years right now, to give you an idea.
did you say
When? June 13. So coming up.
13? It's
Is
a June
that-
baby like me.
a normal span of life for owls in the wild, or is that just because he's not in the wild?
It varies from species to species. Now, in the wild, they normally don't last that long. We would say in our field,
Tweezers.
an owl that's 10 to 15 years would be super old.
Wow.
Carrie,
But in captivity, 60 years.
Wow, very cool. Somebody else also asked, how often do owls eat? How often do owls eat?
It really varies. If they're smaller owls, they need to eat more often. Owls are usually kind of lazy. They sit in the tree and they pounce on their food versus hawks that are actually soaring and looking actively for food. So owls are more of the lazy ones. You know, they in captivity love to eat every day. Although if they're going to regurgitate a pellet, which is the fur and the bones that they don't digest, then they usually skip a day. So they can go a couple of days without eating, but much longer than that in the wild, they would start to struggle. I do have a great horned owl right now. She's 31.
Wow.
She laid her first eggs at age
Coming out here,
26.
coming
Wow. Very cool.
Maybe I misheard earlier when we were talking about the lifespan of an owl. I thought I heard 6, like just the number 6. Was it 60, 60?
60.
6 decades, 60 for the Eurasian. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have to put him in my will because I'm turning 35 this summer and he's turning 2. So he might outlive me.
That's incredible. I didn't know owls lived that long. Chris,
Little-
tweaking the stump
Might need a
here.
little puff from you here.
And Jake needs a little air as we're going to shake the body of this owl.
Thanks. So now we're really getting into the tag team zone. I put 4 different colors here, a white, a couple different browns, and then some other mystery color, real light. Good.
That's the one I picked.
And we're going to do the basket weave on this, and that's going to allow for some really incredible texture. We're going to take it one step further and hit the mold, the pineapple mold after the fact.
I would also say that
Actually-
sometimes when we're doing something like this, we work 2
I'm gonna do
benches.
it right now.
So that Chris over there would be making that the same time as Jake's working on the owl instead of like babysitting it. You know
Never
what I mean?
been done. Yes, absolutely, and that's super important. That's what happens on Wednesdays a lot here in the studio. What doesn't typically happen here in the studio is you go into the straight rib mold and then you go into the pineapple mold.
I've never seen a more clear example of me like rubbing off on you in terms
I'd
of
never
like,
heard of this idea before, but I'm gonna try it out now.
Jake going in the pineapple mold after the straight rib mold.
That's a joke. Oliver's always wanted me to do that. Ah, nice. All right. Turtles?
got turtles in the
We
house.
need a
This is
tortoise.
Jake's favorite.
We need a tortoise.
I don't know where he went. We do not need a tortoise.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
Where would we keep a tortoise, Jake?
Free
This
reign.
building is huge. Blow
Free
light.
reign in the building.
And
Yeah.
they live like 100. You'd have to put the tortoise in your will.
You think that the Glass Academy is going to be gone in 100 years? Good. Look at that.
Keita does have me thinking about petitioning for an owl. Maybe the Glass Academy we need our own zoo.
We're the Glass Academy. Did you guys hear the word? We're not Animal Academy.
No,
Glass.
just one good
Glass.
mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the body of the owl, and to switch it up and make it a little different than our ones on the table and a little premium because it's live on the show and it's going to be on a branch. Blow light.
Premium.
Good. We're going to make this one a little bit oblong. It's not going to be perfectly round. I'm
There's
just going to get in there. All right, blow light.
Do not do this technique.
Good. All right, so we got that.
Time for some bits.
Yeah, we're going to go
What's
for the
this
eyes
over
now
here, Lucy?
You want them out of Frit or you want them out of Marini?
Who's
We're gonna do
looking
them on
at
a frit.
you? What was it? 270 degrees? It can spin its head. Okay. Yes.
If we wanted to hand the camera off to Lou when she gets back, you could bring some bits if you wanted to join in.
That's a subtle hint.
Lucy, could you work the camera a little bit more? We're going to need Mom to throw some bits down on here.
What kind of bits am I bringing?
Oliver's going to bring the first color of eyes. If you'd grab a very small bit of black for the
Right
pupils.
there.
Right now?
Yes, very tiny.
Hard to bring things tiny when there's no tiny punty rod.
Went orange.
Perfect. And because we are trying to replicate Keita's palette, what'd you call it? Color palette. We're gonna go with the bright orange eyes.
Do you want 2
Because
coats
look at
or
those
3?
eyes.
Size 0?
Let's do 3.
Okay. Real quick, just coming over top of you. Jake, not in front of Keita. All right, coming your way.
Ready?
Pupil 1 going down.
I'll take number 2.
Are you
Pupil
taking
2.
2 bits off of mine as well?
I'll do one at a time with yours so they're real precise and nice.
Hi, sweet baby.
Then you want to go for the hair, Oliver?
Yup.
Little torchy poo. When we're using frit, we're not using bar color like those Marinis were. Very important to not overheat this.
You got thoughts and opinions about what color I'm using for the hair, Jake?
No. You see, it's very important to make sure one eye is way bigger than the other so that it looks like it's really giving you the big eye.
Do you know that about humans too? We're not the same. Our eyes are different. Oh, do you want to hear the cool facts she told us today?
I'm ready when you are, Mom.
Did she say that on camera or is that when we were eating?
Which fact?
The eyes. Never mind. She did it on camera. No, it'd be as big as a grapefruit. The tube. I don't remember the tube. Am I
Nope.
done?
You could bring me a punty shell.
Beautiful. Now we got the whole
This
team
guy.
going. All 4 of us working it. We got Lucy on the
Come
camera.
on, step down would be great.
I'm going to squish
A
these
little bit
down.
bigger for yeah, one of those step downs is fine. Just because it's a sculptural punny.
Wait. I was supposed to be covering these in clear too, actually. So we'll get around to that in a minute.
Mary would like to know, do owls make nests like other birds?
sometimes nest in snags. So like the top of the tree has come off and they'll nest a little bit inside the tree. Other owls actually use holes inside the tree to make a nest. So they'll use old eagle nests, they'll use old hawk nests, but they don't make their own nests. Right now, probably
I don't know if we
tomorrow
should
we're
do
gonna
this without putting
re-nest
clear
an
on
owl,
top.
and we're actually putting up a wicker basket because the original owl nest was so poorly done, and the tree was cut down, so we have no more nest. So we're using a wicker basket as a nest.
We'll do it down
and
here,
the
Shell.
parents will come back.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Shell.
Joey Walker's in the comments saying, looking sharp, boys.
Oh, snap. There he is.
Mr. Walker?
What up, Joey?
Hey, man.
Hope everything's going amazing over there. We've got this
that right
beautiful
back to
glass
you, Lil.
potato that we've just curated here on the show.
We're just trying to replicate a beautiful owl, that's all. Just trying to replicate good old Kea.
I don't know. I feel like the glass potatoes could catch on.
Oh, glass rock will catch on, and better take that to the bank because this summertime, watch out. So there's that. Mom, could you bring over some clear eye magnifiers? Pretty medium bit. I'd rather have more than not enough.
Michelle's mic is off in case she did not know.
Mom, your mic's off, just so you know. Your mic's off, just so you know. Okay.
Just making sure.
So we're all babysitting at this moment. We're in a lull of production, which means that I'm getting ready for the next bit. Oliver's keeping his as hot as he can.
Just marvering it 7
Just one
times just
off
to
this
keep
one,
it,
and
you know, the
next
right
one a little
temperature.
bigger if you
I'm
could.
just babysitting all of you, so
It's a tough job, Bess. It's
thank
a tough
you.
job.
I'm doing it well.
Joey Walker's monitoring the comments.
It's perfect.
See that? That's called bringing out the eyeball.
That's how they do that.
Yep. And if you really got to zoom, which I think Lucy did do on that guy's amazing eyeballs, it's really pretty mind-blowing how crystal clear and huge they are. It's really inspiring to make some really cool glassy stuff like this.
Someone is asking in the comments, do owls mate for life?
Do owls mate for life? Was that was the question?
That's the question.
Normally they do, and if there's an unfortunate situation where a mate dies, they will repair.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
All right. We got the clear over the eyes. Getting ready for the hair to go down.
Going for the hair here, hair.
The hair's happening right here.
I really am going to make this one real fierce by pulling the brow down right into the eye crevice.
Are you ready on this one, Jake?
I'm ready.
Okay, I need like 10 minutes.
Are you ready? Getting close,
How
Dad.
are you? Nice to meet you. Welcome to the. Oh, you've been here though. Ah.
Are you sizing up the
Well,
wings?
welcome. Nice to have you here. I know, right?
You need this for anything?
Nope.
I was just told I'm doing a great job wrangling the cats, which I'm assuming is the glass blower. So thank you, Lisa.
Who said that?
Lisa did.
Oh, yeah. It's getting owlish.
It happens fast.
I'm going to go for the snip, and then Oliver's going for the wings, and then I'll be ready for you, Dad. Oh, looks like Dad's got this busted open here.
Did you hear
No
the
way.
train?
Wide
Yeah.
open trunk zone. We finally got these figured out. It was a very long journey and tough process making these horns in the back here. But look at that guy with the magnified eyes. Coming together a little bit.
Those are some big eyeballs
Huge.
on a glass potato.
Yeah.
Well, if they were on a human, they'd be the size of a grapefruit.
Great
So-
You know
catch,
what?
Oliver.
Will you tell them about the show this weekend? I don't even think we've talked about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this show's kind of a kickoff to our annual spring show called
Ready
Blossom
when you
and
are.
Bloom. Blossom and Bloom is in person this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4 both days. And we are going to be doing live glass blowing all day. You can either get a custom order or just come in and watch us do our thing. We are going to have the owls for sale for the first time in the gallery. And it's a great time. We have a lot of our beautiful spring items out, one-of-a-kind unique items that you are not going to find anywhere else.
We've been pumping out the eggs, the other creatures like the gnomes and the snails and the slugs, bunnies, the
You've
whole
been
9
grinding.
yards.
Yep. Maria is making it a wonderful spring wonderland in the gallery, which has been amazing. So these are our new shirts for Blossom and Bloom. But that is this weekend. So if you are local or if you are close enough to travel in to be local,
Dump
come
it.
swing by 11 to 4, Saturday and Sunday. We'd love to see you. It's really fun when I get to meet people in person that watch the show all the time because I recognize names from the comments, and it's nice to put a face to the name. So if you do come in and you're normally just a viewer on the show, please make sure you come up to us, say hi, introduce yourself. I will be wandering around sometimes on the register or taking photos or maybe behind the bar. So if you see me, come say hey.
I think I'm working the register for this show.
You're working the register,
I
Oliver?
think they're going to put me
the
on
schnoz
register
on
this
and I'm
year.
done, Dave.
Amazing.
I think I'm going to do it.
You could also go behind the bar and make some cocktails if you want.
Jake
You
and I had
know-
a conversation about that, and I was like, could I? And he went, no.
But
Said
Beth
no.
knows how to make cocktails and delicious coffees.
Oh, yeah. We got to leave that stuff to the pros.
Listen, the best compliment I ever got from Matt was when you make my coffee, I drink all of it.
Oh!
I like that. Come down. Thank you.
Right behind you, Oliver.
Little wax on the old shears.
How did that happen?
Sometimes when you dip, because he cooled off his shears in the block bucket,
Oh.
and sometimes when you do that, there's a film of wax that like the jacks drip into the water bucket, and they inevitably hit your shears.
That is a little bit of my bad, and I should apologize. I thought you were going to take the tail, and I had that lined up to be a tail and not a upper and lower schnoz.
Well, can't predict the old shear experience, so now we've got this big old noodle hanging off of his face. So I'm gonna get in there and sharpen it up a little bit.
Looks like it's looking pretty cool. I mean, look at the size of his upper, what's it called again? Mandibular?
Upper and lower
Mandible.
schnoz. The mandible.
Mandible.
Like how
Looking
we
like the right size mandible to me. It looks cool.
Cool. I'll just leave it. Could we just get rid of those? I guess.
They got wax on them.
Yeah, it's just
Are-
no good.
Are you going to do a tail?
All right, you got any questions in the chat?
I do actually. I have
I
a
don't think we're gonna do a tail.
double
Long tail
question
coming down.
from.
No,
Maybe, I don't know.
you can do it.
I
after
have
we
an
put 'em
owl
on.
question I'd like to read. Thank you.
All right.
Go ahead,
Wrangling
Bess.
cats.
So-
Dan in the comments
Alright, here
says
you go,
two
Oliver.
questions. Are there different words for male and female owls? And then,
They're not
what
in
is a
here.
group of owls called?
I believe a group of owls is a parliament, right? A parliament.
Oh,
That.
that's
Very
cool.
fancy.
And then the second question was
Are there different names for male and female owls?
No, a great horned owl is a great horned owl. It could be male or female. The interesting thing is that females are larger than the males. So Kea is actually a male, correct?
yes, he's a male. He's about 6 pounds and has a 5.5-foot wingspan. So, for example, if it was a female, he could be 7 to 12 pounds and have a 6 to 6.5-foot wingspan
Wow.
if it was a female. So that's the size difference.
Very cool.
And Louise can also confirm it with usually raptors, bald eagles, things like that. That's the general.
Very
the
cool.
females are larger.
There's just
All right.
so much action. I'm watching everybody with a different pipe
That's
going.
like, wait, should I talk now? Who's got the mic? What do we say? What do we do? Yeah, this is not a typical show. Lots of people in the audience. We've got rescue turtles, raccoons, and bunnies.
There are raccoons here?
I think they said raccoon. And they're hiding from the owl because the owl would eat them. Is there a raccoon?
Hold up.
Owls and, or we have turtles and bunnies.
Turtles and bunnies. I don't know.
I was
Sorry.
really excited about raccoons.
Oh, you know what? Tell me, Beth, let's go over the question.
Yeah, so our question of the week is, do you think owls represent wisdom or something more mysterious? So tell us what you think that they should represent for your chance to win. You're going to answer the question and send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. Make sure you put your name and your answer in the comments, or not the comments, but in the body of your email. And you'll get entered to win whatever we make as the giveaway piece at the end of the night. So enews@glassacademy.com. Let us know what you think owls should represent.
What do you,
Jake, I think
I'm
you just
making
got the
the
hiss
branch
of approval
owl
over
sit
The
here.
hiss of approval.
Trunk.
Oliver's babysitting, right? Yes.
I'm babysitting a stump. Chris is branchifying a branch.
We
The
love
stump
that.
sitter.
I'm just a stump sitter over here.
Give it a
stump
flash.
sitter.
Let's trade up, Oliver.
I see owls being pulled from the table. First come, first serve. Ollie's pulling them. A lot of the white owls. What?
Nice and hot.
How much soup do you want?
Do you, not super soupy, but just, I preheated the torching that, so I think it's got a good heat on the end of it, so.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just giving it some movement so you can sculpt.
Yep.
Okay.
Has this got a good heat, or should I take a flash?
You might want to take one flash on it. I was taking some nice heats, but why risk it for the biscuit?
Yep.
So this is where it's all coming together here, the three pieces. Those guys are going to piece that together. I'm on babysitting
All right,
duty
I'd
now.
like to sneak out.
Chris is being very aware of this connection down on the bottom, the punty. That's what him and Michelle did behind the scenes. They flipped the access of the
Any
trunk.
orientation?
That's the
That
orientation right there.
just like that.
well, you know what else you guys have to be aware of? Is you have to be aware of the balance of the owl on that branch so it doesn't tip the tree stump over.
Yeah, that's super important. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. The direction that that branch will be going and the width of his trunk action down there. Look
Should I
at
be
this.
saving this leftover for anything coming?
I don't think so.
All right, away it goes.
You could torch in there and get like a little hole bored in it or something. Yeah. Really cool, gnarly action going on that trunk.
If you come to the weekend show, well, everyone here a second ago was staring intently. This is what it will look like. You can step right up to the edge here, grab yourself a cocktail, and watch live glass blowing only feet away from where you are watching.
You just put the gnarliness in there. Little squirrel hole right in the side of that bonus trunk.
Oh, you're going to have this little baby squirrel.
Maybe.
Just have its head sticking out.
But he also, at the same time as him putting that hole in there, he let the hot part of the trunk hang down, so now that it's oriented right over the widest part of the base. So weight-wise, this is looking really good. And you got to be aware of these long extremities down here, that they're not getting too cold, and that connection down here as well. But if you get it overheated, he just had the whole thing lean into one direction. So we straighten it back up.
There's all these rescues in here. There's people coming in and out, handing off animals. I don't even know what's happening tonight. Like, what is going on?
There's a lot of energy in the studio right now, and it's good to see.
I think when you rescue animals.
As a reminder,
Yes.
because there's good energy in the studio, I hope there's good energy in the chat going on right now.
The chat's
right.
been kind of quiet the past couple of minutes, so I want you guys to hype it up, throw some owl questions, owl emojis, get it moving again, because I can tell that you guys are kind of just
I mean, this is your, like, up front, get your burning owl questions answered kind of show.
Well, especially if you're watching on YouTube and you're locked in on this piece, it's time to hit that like button, everybody. It's time to do it.
Oh,
That's
Oliver.
Dang,
It's time
look
to
at
do it.
Oliver.
The
Doesn't
subscribe button's
cost.
right next to it. Don't be scared of that.
We'll go for
It's
it.
okay.
We
You can press it.
How are we going to heat the bottom of that up?
I do have a question related to the
Stick it on,
show
really get 'em
from
squashed on
Karen.
there. So is it worth punnying up the top and you heating the bottom and putting them on with a punny? Where you can torch the bottom
Please
half?
hold.
Well, the ones we did the other day, we just kind of stunk it into the trunk,
We'll
but
get
it's
there.
not quite as thick, so.
All right, Bess, the question was?
Yeah, so Karen is asking, is there a new coffee drink now that the peppermint mocha season is done? Yes, we will be releasing this week our new seasonal cocktail and our new seasonal coffee.
And the seasonal coffee is called the
Gotta get 'em about right here,
G116.
Jake.
That is the cocktail. Yes. Is that
The
what you said?
seasonal, one of the
Not
drinks
out
is called the
here.
G116, and I know what's going on at the place that I work at
Great job. Proud
every
of you.
day.
I'm going to throw you back there and you're going to have to make it next.
Well, Jake specifically told me not to make any drinks, but I am working the register, so.
Amazing. So yeah, we're going to be releasing those this week. Stay tuned. If you follow the Michigan Room on social media, you're going to be the first to hear about it there. If you don't, you better go follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and that's where we're going to be releasing both of those seasonal drinks this week, and then we will also see
Good,
them
or if you put 'em up,
in
they're
person
squashed
for
out
Blossom
like
and Bloom.
feathers, like they look. You torch it off, but
There's a little bit of discussion
What do
going
you
on
think
here.
about
How we
that?
want to transfer
Now
the
just
owl
trying to roll this
onto the trunk. I looked over here like the camera's going to be over here, Michelle. I completely blanked on where you are. But we're having a discussion, and it's mainly because of like punny marks, execution, what's going to take to get the owl to the right spot. And we're trying to minimize like the amount of punny marks that we can have. We're trying to have it be as clean of a break as possible. And at the same time, we're thinking about the balance of this whole entire
there it
thing.
is, even. So
We do have a question, which I think would be for Michelle to answer, actually.
Uh-oh.
People are loving these T-shirts. Are these ever going to be for sale? Is the
you
question.
hold on to it long enough. To
Yeah,
get the
so
bottom
here's
up
the
so it gets
deal.
nice and soft.
We never know what size
so
you
you and
guys
Oliver do
need,
that,
so
not hold
Jessica
them, you
puts
stick
them
'em
on our website and will allow you to pick the colors that you want. So that's why we're thinking about that. We throw something out in the Slack marketing channel, and Jessica will have something up for this weekend.
Absolutely.
Hey, buddy.
This is the
You're
funny
putting a bit on,
part.
or you're just torching it?
It's not really funny, but it's like we don't normally do this, so we have to walk through it.
I kind of like seeing how their minds are working, though.
The big silver claw's enough to grab that. You can grab it with the silver handheld claw.
There's a lot of walkthrough. They have to figure out how it's going in the annealer, who's going to carry it, all that stuff. When
took a
you
light
do
flash on
multiple
this.
pieces, you get really good at knowing who's doing what, but these are all
got
one-of-a-kind items, so they're kind of working it out as they go. And then also being very aware of the heat of the glass. The more items that get added on to this large
Keep an eye on
punty
that.
rod, the heavier the glass
I mean,
is
it's
going to
it's
get.
pretty much still on center. So you just need a tobacco mixed up crazy bit. Is this going to be
For-
part of the owl or is
oh.
it part of the tree branch?
Your mic's off, Jake.
So they're going to just be a blob though.
So
Okay.
one
So
coat
it
tobacco.
doesn't really matter because you're just going to stuff it right on there, right?
All right.
So
We
I
got
don't
to figure it out. So we're going to be using the idea of a stickum bit, which is a bit of glass that comes really hot on, like, to be kind of added in between two pieces of warm glass is probably how I would describe it. And it's
About
just
like
going to
this?
allow us to kind of bond the two together. It's going to act like glue or like,
Yeah, like
what a piece
sticky
of
glue.
gum
Facing,
does when you need
I
to
don't
stick
care
a
either
piece
way.
of paper to a wall. Put some gum in between that. The classic move.
Oh my gosh, this is like a dance. The way you guys all just moved.
Annette would like to know how many eggs does an owl lay
Okay,
at
you
a
want
time?
to present it to you? Okay.
How many eggs does
All
an
right.
owl lay at a
I'm
time?
going to find some
When Starry laid
tweezers.
her eggs
All right,
at age
this is it?
26, she's a great horned owl, and it really depends on
You gonna give it one
the
more
species
flash,
of
Alec?
owl. She laid 2 eggs, so she could have had 3, possibly 4, but it would really be unlikely to have 4.
Okay.
I've usually seen nests of 2 great horned owls in a family.
And
Very
do they
cool.
both survive?
I'm going to take a big heat, put water on it.
If there's enough prey,
Yep.
they both can survive. If mom and
Time
dad are
right
both
now.
good hunters, as long as the weather
gonna torch
cooperates,
it,
so
Jake?
both of them can actually get off the nest and hunt, then both of them usually survive.
Thank you.
With water.
Let him get a hold of it before you put water on it.
Woo! And on it go. Oh, it's a nest. It's a perfect little nest.
It's amazing. Do you need a door?
No, I would just not worry about that. Just let it solidify and do it. I mean, unless you want me to solidify it. You doing it?
For everyone watching, but also for you three right here, I feel like we say it all the time, but like truly, we've never made anything like that before.
It's super cool.
That's a one of one for sure.
You see the flatness of the bottom?
Yeah, I was giving it to you.
Oh,
Super, super cool.
So there's no way we're not gloving this away, right? So some pieces are sized so that we can use either our clappers or our grabbers to put pieces away. Some are not, and we have to break out the mitts to put them away.
Sometimes we need the spacesuit, but we're not there today.
Yeah, we haven't gotten spacesuit crazy in a
A
while.
while, which is good. We only like to do that on 90-degree days.
It's a good summer idea.
You see my brain churning?
Am I right in thinking that after we get this straightened up, we're going to be going for a stamp bit, and that's about...
Does it have any reduction or no?
There's a lot of reduction all over this thing.
yeah, I feel like we gotta get the bottom hot, Jake, and have you paddle the bottom with a paddle, maybe 2 paddles to straighten it, and I'll make the owl lean the right direction.
Any questions?
So we're
Amy?
working on straightening this out. And a couple of things happening here is that it's bending from multiple positions. So it's bending right at the connection to the pipe, and that's called the punny. There's a little bit of bending happening in the midsection of the tree, and then the owl and the stickum bit has its own heat base, and it's bending there a little bit. And we just want everything to be straight and look correct. It doesn't make
Okay.
sense if the owl is leaning on like a 30-degree angle. We want it to be right.
Straightening it.
But we're not measuring anything also. This is all just doing it by eye and rotating that pipe and seeing how the center line looks. And it's
this
just like, if you're
is
familiar
on
with
center.
machining, it's being the
So
human
what's he need
lathe.
to do?
Just gotta bend it in here, right? Or it's this connection.
That's solid.
So Chris is using that torch to spot heat some areas that he wants to give a little bit more movement to and kind of do a focus adjustment there.
Lift up on it. Yep, keep if you can, Willie.
All right, Bess, you got any questions that need addressing?
Not necessarily questions. Mary said she keeps holding her breath while she's watching.
I know,
Make a good
right?
flash,
It's gonna
keep
be
on moving.
fine. We got this.
Lisa says, what a gorgeous piece with a phenomenal muse.
Kind of got to go that way too.
And I think the general
And into the
vibe is
trunk.
just a lot of awe in the
Moving
chat.
the whole trunk up. It's moving in the middle now. I think this might be.
Mary Lou says he
hold
just
the
got
bottom
here
if
in
you
time
want.
to see this
Straighten him
piece. It's coming along super great. Mary, thank you for tuning into the show. We got a live studio audience today. We got some VIPs in the house, and once we get this piece done, we'll be kicking it back to them for a bit.
I think
I'm
that's-
checking on the YouTube side to see what's popping off over there.
Right
as soon as
there,
I
right?
can find the YouTube side.
It's on another page, like
this.
usually.
I'm making it. I'm finding my way.
Carol is asking if Lucy is home for good.
No, she goes back next week. After this weekend, Blossom and Bloom show, she's on her way back to New York.
Yeah.
Time to get her 600 pigs. No, that's too many. 80 pigs, 600 chickens.
Just give him one bend
All right.
and I'll be ready.
Jake bringing the stamp bit. This is how we sign our pieces.
is how we do it.
Put a little GA on there. I'm coming back. I'm going to warm up the gloves. We got a stamp bit on the bench. Chris making one last check for straightness, making the final adjustments. This stamp bit will go on. We'll hit it with our bronze stamper, and then we'll be looking at doing a reduction to bring out the iridescent colors in this owl and stump. Our iridescent colors have a little bit of silver nitrate in them, and with the blingification, otherwise known as the blingalini, we'll bring that silver nitrate out to the front. Okay. Jake just cut the oxygen off in the hole, making it a very reducing flame, and that is the bling.
Dan says the chat is quiet because the viewers are glued to watching this build.
Yeah, I know. I think so. Even the glass blowers are like all just concentrating.
That's our boy.
Very nice. Look at that guy.
Last flash. You can try to stand him up in there, Oliver, but for any reason he has to be ground a little bit, just lay him down.
Understood. I'll just go like backside down, if need be.
Yeah, are you just going to lay it down in the annealer? Like knock it off in the annealer?
You want to knock it off right here? Or you want to do it by the
I
box?
think knocking it off right there, but let me just get some extra water on this. Jake, you want to torch it in his hands?
Yeah, baby.
Came off pretty nice. Pretty smooth.
Woohoo!
I like that you're
Yep,
making.
everyone take a look. Coming through, coming through, coming through.
I like the owl noises Oliver's unintentionally making too.
Standing?
Literally standing
Nice.
perfect. Heck of a job, guys.
Nice job. Nice collabo on all of us. Sweet.
Super Geek on YouTube says, "Can I get a custom owl?" Why don't you tell them how they can do that, Jake? Your mic's not on, so try it again.
Hello, everybody. The custom owls can be done through the website and especially
That was
through
a
this
horrible thing.
weekend.
Are they okay?
This weekend is the custom experience show that we're going to be tearing it up at, and that's what this weekend's all about, is doing custom orders. We're going to be making large mushrooms,
landed right on my
owls,
tips.
garden art, any kind of super spring show themed item. And if you want something custom, if you're seeing one that's got sweet hair, but it's got a different color body than you want, we can make it this weekend, and we'll make it happen for you. This is going to be our virtual show. This is the pretty much for now what we have planned out. This is the opportunity to purchase an owl here tonight on Tuesday's show. Once we get through the weekend, we'll continue making them. We're going to set up a website page with 6 or 8 repeatable color patterns, but tonight's the one and done option. So obviously nobody fell in love with the bruised eye fella right here, number 14B, but there's no one else that looks like this guy with his metallic wings, and you may want to make that happen. But that was pretty intense. That was pretty hardcore. It does seem that whenever we have, a collab show or some guests in the house or something, all of a sudden the glass blowing gets out of control and it's all happening at once. But it did turn out really beautiful. That one's going to be up for sale on the website to anybody out there. You don't have to be a member to buy that one. And it looks like Michelle is
She's
on
doing
the pipe
something.
now. We don't got any questions or anything we got to go over, any housekeeping?
Not yet.
No.
I did have some housekeeping.
What is your
Let's go
housekeeping?
Red Wings.
That's right.
It's real important.
Do you
guys. We got a
mind
big
why
game
I'm
tonight.
Huge
doing
game
this?
tonight.
All I said was one thing, and that was it. Now we're back.
I'm just saying, let's not get into a Red Wing conversation. I'll never get you back.
Definitely not.
That'd be horrible.
What color was this? Is this gold brown powder?
Yes.
Can't tell you. I'd have to see you. A feather. I am making
Yeah,
a
wipe
feather.
them off with the rag, maybe.
I was looking at the bird's feathers. And while everyone's out shopping the website, can you give me a...
All right, well, we are. Michelle's got some glass on there. Have you revealed what you're making, Shell?
Yes.
She's making a feather, you guys, and it's a pretty darn amazing process. Michelle did a lot of these feathers in the past, and it's a really, really cool technique. She just went into the optical mold, and she's going to be sculpting this into, I'm not sure what the name of that center part, maybe like the plume or something?
S, turn around and ask.
On the feather, ladies, on the feather of a bird, what's the center of the feather that the feathers come off of? The long, kind
The
of plastically
vein?
straw.
The shaft.
The shaft? Okay, that's kind of cool. And rightly so, the shaft is a perfect name for that because it does keep the feather rigid so that they can get the flight action going on. Well, that's what Michelle's making right now. She's making the center part of the feather.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a really cool looking texture to it and color pattern, which is pretty sweet.
Is this one based off of Kea too, or is
Yes.
this one okay?
You know where it's hard for me? Kea was a dog that was a Doberman Pinscher. So every time you say Kea, I'm like,
Yeah, I remember.
this is
yes.
not a Doberman Pinscher.
We all remember Kea.
I like this new version of Kea much better.
So eventually what we're going to be doing when Michelle's ready and she's got this center portion of the feather ready, she's going to call upon me, I'm assisting her, to bring either side of the feathers to her with a hot bit, and then she's going to sculpt and make this into the feather with two sides.
Okay, this is iris gold and like a tobacco.
Tobacco.
So I'm going to have white and do a little bit of tobacco on the marver. And we're going to attach here and go down. Big bit, go down.
Okay. Any other colors besides white mixed in that pattern?
No, white and tobacco. That's it. That is all. the bottom half, the bottom 1/3 by its feet. I don't know if they're called feet or claws. All right, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the show will go past 7:30. So after the feather, we'll do housekeeping.
A little housekeeping after the feather.
After the feather.
All right.
Only these things make any sense on the Glass Academy show. I made them during the COVID years, I call them feathers. Oh, yeah. Lucy asked me, Lucy asked me, when did I start making these feathers? So we did all kinds of different shows during the years when we were rebranding who we were and how we did these shows, and I did a series of feathers. The bases were wood that I found when I was hiking in the woods or different projects I've had, and I made these feathers on wooden bases. They were like a 3-inch wood base, and they were super cool. And perhaps I will do these again in the future. Not so hot that I can't handle it, please.
So did we answer the question about... That's the
What
one.
is up?
So somebody asked,
There's
people and
still
other
wax all
animals
over
can
these.
have heterochromia.
Come on.
Have
Get you another
owls
pair.
ever had heterochromia where they have 2 different colored eyes?
Yeah, so it depends on the species. Like the great horned owl has the yellow eyes, but the one where it's completely different. Are you talking about kind of like a husky?
Yeah.
That really hasn't been known. Usually, if there might be a discoloration, it might be injury.
So maybe
but
your owl's injured,
Normally,
Jake.
that's not. Yeah. Now the species like the barred owl can have all black eyes, like the barn owl. He has the orange eyes, and then the great horn has yellow. But for them to be different, that's not normally a natural mutation. I haven't, but we've seen
Lollipop?
albino,
Get a
like
bunch
bald
of shit like
eagles and kind of lucid red-tailed hawks, things like that, where they do have the white coloration, but they don't have the pink eyes, they have the black eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So very uncommon, but we do see them.
Can humans have different colored eyes?
Yes, one of my friends, Jordan, actually has a brown and a blue eye. So
All right.
He's the only person that I know that has that, but it's very pretty.
I don't know anybody who's got that, but that sounds pretty baller. There's a couple. I think there's, if I remember correctly, about 3 of the owls made have multicolor eyes, and I think probably about 5 of them had
The super. You want an example of those brought out?
hard eyes.
Oh, not what I was thinking.
You mean the double? Oh, the super eyes, the mixture of ultra color.
Well, when I said
The
super eyes,
psychedelic
I
eyes.
thought,
We were on the same page.
yeah. So we're taking another start at the feather
Because why?
because there's a little bit of a waxy shear epidemic going on in the studio right
Really?
now.
Which basically means that there's wax on the shears that don't allow you to grab a hold of the glass. They're super slippery. Michelle went to put on this precious bit that needed to go on just right, and she couldn't get a proper hold of the molten glass to draw it out. So it didn't go on correctly, and she wasn't happy with it. It's completely justified. So I cleaned the shears off real good for her, and now she's back making the shaft of the feather, and she's going to be adding those feathers onto both sides of this again.
I feel like I've been here before.
Do you think it was a little bit more or a little less, a little of glass that I had? Or was that the right amount? Just the shears were what did it?
Yeah, the bit was fine.
I think that, yes.
If I can cut in here real quick and just show off some of these Marini eyes. These are the super eyes, and when we made all the eye Marini for the owls, we had a little bit of each color left over just a little bit, and sometimes you drop them on the floor, but that's okay because they're glass, which means they're indestructible. Just like that. But you can see that there's a little bit of all the colors in there, all swirled up with a nice pupil core. And those are the super eyes, and a couple owls have those as well.
to go into the glass blowing tech world a little bit while Michelle smiles at the camera like a champion.
I feel like I've been here before.
You know, it's hard to smile through a set of waxy shears, and I'll admit it gets me real good when that happens.
Yes, it does.
So,
But you like waxy diamonds, right?
no, I don't like those either. She does. But
Can I have my water?
kudos
Since
to
you
everyone
have
who
it.
can power through that, and I'd love to know if there's glass blowers watching the show tonight, what your biggest pet peeve in the hot shop is.
Were you there in the front office? Yeah. No, Oliver was there when I was like, we should tell each other what our pet peeves are. Like mine is at the gallery when brown and white shred get mixed together.
It's the
Yes.
worst.
It's the worst.
What are we doing here?
Chris is bringing me a bed.
No, I mean in the gallery.
I do have a picture from Sue Schmidt, one of our members. She sent me a photo of some of Michelle's feathers in wood so that we could show it off.
Oh, this was such a
that
cool
looks
project.
sweet.
Much better. That's
Can
what
I
it's supposed
unplug?
to be
Yeah.
like.
Check these babies out.
Yeah, Michelle.
There
Michelle
we
did.
go.
The owl did insta-sell, by the way, the minute I hit
On
the
the
button.
wood?
There was a large battle for the owl, but he is sold. The big,
Owl battle?
There was an owl battle,
Well, hey.
and one person came out victorious.
There's only one owl out there, folks. This was a project back in the early 2021 2s and 3s, and Michelle made and designed this whole product line of these cane-centered,
Who sent
what
that?
are they called?
Sue Schmidt.
Gosh, thanks, Sue.
Yeah, just a really great project. And
Yeah.
Sue got one of the best combos right there on a piece of wood. Really incredible. So it's a little bit of an ode to the past here as we bring in new things like this ridiculous owl Kea.
Well, if I had more time, I might do more.
More time.
Can I buy some of that? Can
I'd
I
like
buy
some time.
time?
Send it over.
That's a commodity around here.
Oh my
All right.
God.
So, Jake,
Yes?
we got a response from Dave Worth about his pet peeve, which is when people don't put their pipes away when they're finished with their blow slot.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
that's
just
interesting.
So, I think it'd only be good for you to tell Dave if you had someone who didn't put their pipes away in this studio, how would you punish them?
Whoa!
How would
Great
you
question.
correct that behavior,
Burn.
Jake?
I think the best thing to do that's a legal response to this experience is probably have to get the Scotch-Brite out and clean all the pipes in the studio.
It's a legal response.
No, not me.
Well, we don't have that problem around here because people don't get a blow slot, right?
Right, and everyone is very respectful of our studio, and we have a beautiful regimented cleaning process, and it's tight around here. But it is different. It depends on where you're blowing glass, and not every glass studio. You know, when you got people renting time and they use the studio in a different way, both the way they make glass, but the way they treat the equipment, you come into those different scenarios.
You know what this has just reminded me of? You know how when people do sage and they use the feathers to blow the sage around the room?
It's a sage feather.
That's what it's feeling like.
Bess, I don't want to like step into your area by any means,
Please,
but can I
feel
read
free.
off an owl question?
Yes, please, because I've been waiting to read one, so please do.
Perfect. So I don't know which person I'm asking this to, so you guys just, are you here with me? Perfect. So Hannah asked, do an owl's horns have a function? Or are they just there decoratively, like an ornament on a Christmas tree?
So the horns are really feathers, and they're for camouflage.
Okay.
So if you watch Kea, when he's alert, his horns or his feathers, his ear tufts, some people call them ear tufts, but they really have nothing to do with the ears, will be up straight. When he's a little bit calmer, I assume, Chris, that they're flatter. And that's the same with my great horned owl. They're just flatter against her head when she's kind of calm, which is not very often for my 31-year-old great horned owl. And when she's alert, the feather tufts or the ear tufts or the horns, as people call them, are up straight. But they're used for camouflage in trees.
Okay.
Not all owls have those ear tufts either.
Very cool, thank you. We just finished up this leaf here. It just got the bling bling. Check out the
a
erization
feather.
on
It's
that
a
one.
feather.
Leaf.
What did I say?
Feather.
A leaf.
I said, I apologize.
That's okay.
It's a feather.
It's close.
It's
Oh,
it's foliage.
head foliage.
It's foliage.
Should I flash it again?
That's getting knocked off.
Just put it up against.
So
touch
then,
it this
okay,
and see
hearing
where
what
I'm
you're
at.
saying about the owl horns, then I got cats at home, and it feels like the exact opposite of a cat ear, where like when my cat's ears are just like up and they're like in that normal resting spot, that means everything's good, and I haven't made them mad. But when the ears go back into airplane mode, I gotta start giving them 10 feet of distance and maybe go into another room. Okay.
You get the granny grabbers, the smaller ones. Little GA stamp right on the bottom.
Love that teamwork.
That thing's sweet.
That looks really good, Michelle. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Very cool.
I was inspired.
I'm just going to grab it from right over here.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Woo!
Very
right.
nice.
Nice.
All right, we are going to do some housekeeping over here. Hi, guys. So you've already heard me talk about it once. I'm going to talk about it again. Blossom and Bloom is coming up this weekend on the 28th and 29th. That is Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4 both days. We're going to be here in the studio in Dearborn, Michigan, and we are going to be doing live glass blowing, where you can also get a custom order made if you would like. We're going to have some amazing spring-themed product out in the gallery, as well as our sorry, I got distracted by the bird. As well as our creature of the year, the Nestor Owl. So that will all be available to you out in the gallery. We're also releasing our new seasonal cocktail and coffee at the Michigan Room, so it's a great time to come in for that as well. But that is going to be the official release of our owl in... I just muted Chris. I could hear him in my ear. So that is the official release of our owl in the gallery. This is our giveaway piece from last week. If you guys remember, we were St. Patrick's Day themed. Thank you for hand modeling, Oliver. And our question was, our new cocktail, the G116, will be making its debut. Take a guess what it is. So some people, it's funny, some people guessed colors of cocktails. Some people guessed actually what's in it. So some people guessed vodka and green apple liqueur. Somebody said since it's for spring and blossom and bloom, I'm going to say it's going to be pink or purple in color and have a floral or lavender color. No murk water. That would not be good. I say pink. That's fair.
No, they said like no murk water,
So,
as in...
so look at this. One person says no murk water. The next one says full of goodness murk.
Well,
so
there's
we're 50-50
there's
on the
two
murk.
types of people who watch The Gathering Point. You're either
Absolutely.
pro-murk or anti-murk.
Oliver, could you pull out the G116 for me, perhaps?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to set that down real quick.
Great. So if you guys didn't catch it last week, we did have a little bit of a hint out on the show. We didn't use it for a product. However, we did have that nice, neatly tucked away on the table. So G116 is the name of our lavender color, which should give you a hint towards the cocktail and coffee that we're going to be releasing for Blossom and Bloom that will also be in the studio afterwards for spring and summer. So our winner, which just so you guys know, when somebody wins, it doesn't mean it's the correct answer of something. It's just we put everybody's names on a wheel, spin the virtual wheel, and then whoever's name pops up is who wins. So our winners guessed that it would be green, like a little margarita. And this is what they are winning. So Oliver, I believe that yellow sheet is right behind you. If you'd like
Behind
to announce
me?
the winner. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, boy.
So congratulations to Terry. Terry, if you are local, you're going to be able to pick up this beautiful shamrock.
Come
clover.
on,
What's that last
Saturday.
name, Bess?
Szymanski.
Oh.
Don't question me.
Wow.
You're going to put me on the spot.
I didn't actually read the name prior to the show at all, and I know a few Szymanskis.
Szymanskis?
I know a couple Szymanskis.
All right.
Wow.
So if you're local, you're going to be able to pick that up. If not, Donna's going to shoot you an email on Thursday, and you will be able to get some shipping on this piece and get that sent out to you. So congratulations. Our question for this week is, I'm waving this around. I'm going to put that down for a second. Do you think that owls represent wisdom or something more mysterious? So you're going to tell us what you think that they should represent for your chance to win whatever the giveaway piece is this week. You're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com with your name and your answer in the email. As far as classes go for this week, Thursday is going to be a happy hour experience that is fully booked by a private party, but you are more than welcome to come in, watch some live glass blowing go on, grab a drink at the bar area. That is your last chance to get the frosted glassberry before we release this weekend the new cocktail. We also have fully booked classes on Friday as well. But if you're more than welcome to come hang out in the studio, see what's going on. And then Saturday and Sunday, there are no classes, and that is because it is our Blossom and Bloom Spring Show.
Come hang out with us.
Absolutely. We'd love to see you guys here. I know that some of our regulars who are local are already planning on coming in.
Yep.
So come say hey. We'll be all floating around somewhere, some way, somehow.
If you're going to come and see the team, the shows like Blossom and Bloom are the ones where we have almost everyone there at the same time. It's a good way to catch all of us.
Absolutely. So that's my housekeeping. I don't think I have anything else. Jake, you want to tell us a little bit about what we're doing now?
Yeah, we are doing another owl, and I believe it was considered to be the ancient style.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how old ancient technically is, but maybe one of our customers can let us know the last time they saw this style of owl being created.
Discovered in an archaeological dig.
Deep.
And this is not the giveaway, correct?
This is not the giveaway.
Perfect. Just so you guys know, it is a special show. We are going into planned OT.
Yes.
So come stick around, hang out. I know it's already 7:30. If you have to hop off, we understand. But we are going to keep going for a little bit.
Going until 8 today,
If you had the sports book going on this type of situation, it really wouldn't be legal planning for overtime. But because nobody's betting on our situation here, we're going to do it. We're going for OT. Big Wings night tonight. Playing the Ottawa Senators. Chris is using all solid glass right now. He did a basket weave with the solid glass. He's going to start shaping it up into a flattened and standing owl. Old school.
Historic.
Historic, if you will.
A Glass Academy relic.
Perhaps.
Taglia is another word for that, too.
Front side squish. Side squish.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these be made.
Might be before your time. I don't know if you're historic.
Just a young pup. I don't know what to tell you. I've seen one of these.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever seen one be made, but I think I've seen one floating around.
You've heard of these before.
I'm going to need a couple marinis, so we got a few marinis for me to put in for eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I go for the, what are they called again? The horns?
Raptors.
Oh, the
Mullet?
ears.
The mandibles, the horns.
There we go. Why do we forget these? Like, if I don't
Mandibles?
see it
I don't
written
know
out.
about mandibles.
Chris, what's the technical term for these again?
Horns.
Oh, I was
Horns.
I just
Tufts.
want to point out how popular
Look
and
at
how many
this.
licks. They're all testing how many licks it takes to get.
And the horns are in.
Nice. That basket weave looks great.
You care what color eyes you get on this, Chris? Okay, you got it.
Did we get any comments, Bess, from when the last time the viewers saw us make one of these? I mean, it's happened in 363 shows.
No way.
Has it? We've made these before?
Oh, yes.
That's
it has
like-
happened.
Oh,
Now
I remember
you-
these.
Yeah.
Now you're getting the members like,
How do
oh,
you remember these?
what show was this?
We started like at the same time.
Yeah, I remember these. We had them in the gallery.
No.
Only like one or two of them, though.
Because we made hundreds of them and they were all sold. So it was
But I remember
in
them.
their heyday. How about that Taglia?
To be fair, Oliver, I did start about 3 months before you.
We got a really nice
Dang,
crew.
you got me,
Dang.
Bess. You got me. I'm sorry. I'll sit down.
Maybe 2 months.
Hey, Bess, maybe now's a great time to throw up that members graphic.
Yeah, so this is the graphic that you guys normally see at the end. Don't panic, we're not ending. I'm just
Just
going to
a
put it up
couple
here for a
seconds.
second. Go ahead, Jake, it's up.
This is a reminder to you guys that this is how many subscribed members we have, and we've just changed our platform from ClickFunnels to our website platform. So if you guys haven't made the change, that's plenty of time, Bess, if it's not already gone.
It's gone.
Thank you. If you guys haven't already made the change, we will be shutting down the old membership spot. So if you haven't adjusted and gone to our website and updated your membership and swapped over, check your email. Lizzie's sending you emails. And make that happen this week, guys.
Okay.
We've been trying to do everything we can to get in touch with everyone, but we will be making that change within the next week and a half, so make it happen.
Yeah, and we really appreciate your membership. It's a very important part of this show. The members are what make this show possible. There's a lot of tech involved. There's a lot of back-end subscriptions that we have to buy to be able to do this live streaming.
Seriously.
There's a video editor that we use to create the lovely clips that you see on YouTube. So thank you to all the members out there. But you can also, Jake, will you ring that bell? Subscribe to our YouTube channel is free. Doesn't cost you a thing, helps grow our channel. And I love it. Are they 2-color eyes or are they just because they're hot?
One's hotter than the other, that's all, but they're pretty much the same color.
Carol
Now
says
we're going to go for a couple clear bits.
she helped because of the help from, or she switched because of the help from Lizzie. If you
Yeah.
remember and you are stuck, please shoot us an email. We will make sure we get you helped out.
Shout out to Lizzie.
Yeah, and you don't have to be tech savvy. It's not hard at all. But if you need assistance, do not hesitate to ask. John Voimus, we saw you change today. Thank you.
Welcome, John. Welcome back.
John, what's up?
What a champion he is. This is the eyeball squish.
The feather
That is
is
too
now
much.
live. If you are interested in the feather, that's available on the website. Good luck, fast fingers. I know that that's going to go quick.
Mmm.
The Glasma's hot.
I like that move. Careful with the bubbles. The Glasma.
You want to explain that move a little bit?
Yeah, well, I mean, starting from what he just did is magnified those Marinis. By putting a layer of clear on there, that's what a magnifying glass is glass. And so it actually just amplified and totally glassified those pupils. And he flipped it over and he torched off, or he cut off the extra glass, so it was just a thin layer. And then he very carefully melted out the cut mark, so it's just a beautiful, magnified, what is that part of the eyeball called?
The lens?
The
That's
clear
gotta
film,
be
the lens.
The lens.
Yes.
Or the cornea.
He sculpted the lens.
Could be the retina.
Did we give her?
I
Beth
don't
works
know.
in an eyeglass
Cones.
place. Maybe she knows.
Could be
Bess,
cones.
could you draw us an eye diagram on the floor here in chalk to perfect spec?
She's got some tech issues.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Sean,
hardcore.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just
Dissect
make
an
some
eye.
glass eyes. We should have a glass eye show, and you could teach us through it next time.
That would be fun.
That'd be interesting.
Fun.
Glass
Big
eye
glass
show with
eye.
special guest Bess.
I will not-
Into the mug.
I would love to be a
No,
special
this
guest
was
on the
a
live
eye. It
show.
was for a sculpture in the lobby of like the founder of Lens Crafters.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
That's hardcore.
All right, guys, we're working on this owl. The mandible is coming right now,
Wow, we're getting all
Mandible.
technical.
but you guys got to get in the Facebook comments and the YouTube comments if you want to see an eyeball show in the future, okay?
Yeah, that's a fact.
If we see 75 comments about I want to see an eyeball show, we won't forget. But if we see 74, we might forget by the end of the show. Might slip our mind.
Might slip.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, this is looking like a pretty cool owl. Now all we're doing is putting the beak on it.
Nice update from Carrie. No score in the Wings game. Appreciate that, Carrie. Except now I see. Oh, yeah, they were offsides. Bummer. A lot of love for the owl there. We got one yes for an eyeball show.
Yes, it wasn't from me.
Did it just say yes, or did it say
Just
I want to
one
see an eyeball
It
yes.
said
show?
yes, eyeball show.
Okay.
Curtis
I'll count
says, I
that.
want to see an eyeball show bad.
Whoa, no fair.
If you
He's
want it bad, I
standing
think that
right
counts
here.
as 2.
No.
I think that counts as 2, so that's 3 out of the 75 we need. What's going to go on at your neckline here? Is it going to get knocked onto something?
It's ground. That's
Gets
why
ground down.
That's why this product got eliminated from the production line. Is that the grinding?
It needed some
process.
cold working.
Cold working.
It needed
But now
5
that you're-
seconds of cold
but Now
working.
that you're here, Oliver,
I can do all the cold working.
there are hundreds of these.
Oh, my favorite, cold working.
The
It's a pretty
feather
cool
is
little
sold.
owl.
Feather sold.
Feather's gone.
Thank you for whoever bought the feather. We
How about a
appreciate
GA
it.
stamp, Oliver, for the back?
You got it.
Best, you feel like you
We
were
did
being
have
watched?
a question.
I
Did,
do a little bit.
did we go over the question of where our
Tell us
super champion Kea sleeps at night?
I don't
we
know.
did not.
But he just tucked
In
his
a
foot
tree.
up.
In a tree?
That's right.
Chris, do you have a
There's only
tree
one
in
foot.
your house?
I do not.
Ah.
I actually have 20 acres worth of property, and
Woo!
we have huge flight area
Wow.
we built for him. So if anyone follows the social media, you'll be able to see that video. We put about $8,000 into it, and then I just hired a Amish builder. He's building another like about 200 square foot. So he gets
Sweet.
outside. We fly him on a zip line, but he has huge indoor flight areas. We don't let him just kind of fly around the property, but
Yeah.
he's got a lot of land.
Put like wild mice in there for him to get?
So
Or no?
everything he eats is pretty much I dispatch it,
Okay.
and that's just a courtesy for the animal. But he gets a variety. I breed my own quail, chicken, and rabbit. But the frozen stuff I get is like the rodent part because I don't feel like breeding rodents. So he gets a good variety.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I like that look on Jake's face about the rodents.
Wow.
I got to hand feed a rodent to a
Got the
turkey
GA
vulture
stamp
before.
on the back. This
Whoa.
is a retro Glass Academy
serious.
owl.
That was
folks.
something.
Right? 'cause you
Retro's
can't-
another word for all the things we were
I think
saying.
Retro is a much kinder, cooler word
Retro.
than ancient.
Ancient sweet.
It's like vintage.
Ancient.
Sweet. You don't want to go to the retro forest. You want to go to the ancient forest.
Well,
okay.
there you go, Oliver. There he is for you. Put that retro thing away.
You want any flame polish on there? Or it's getting ground.
It's
You're
getting
going to be
ground.
grinding it, and you're going to. I'll teach you exactly how to do it. All right, that was pretty sweet. So we got more stuff to give away for sure. If you haven't answered the question, you got some time. How long do they have to answer the question to win tonight's giveaway, Michelle?
1 week.
1 week. So before next week's show, because next week's show is when we reveal who won it.
Yes, it is.
And we know what the question is, right?
We do. It's all, do you think that owls represent wisdom or something more mysterious? You're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com with your name and your answer in the email.
Bess, did we get their social media in the chat at all?
I got their website in the chat. I'm working on social media now.
Awesome, because I heard that comment. I'd love to see a video
over
of
there for the
that guy
end.
flying around doing its thing.
Okay, you are highly encouraged to stay to the end of the show because why?
Check this one out.
We've got something really cool happening on the end of the show.
Big eyes. This one reminds me of my sister's cat, Elmo.
4D. Okay, here's a hint of why you want to stay to the end of the show.
Everyone's got so much character. 18B is really cool with the standalone nose, and this one was at the part where we were making the hair fully cut all the way around the top. Watch out
I
there.
like those a lot.
This one's really clean, and he's fierce. The more you bring down this this angle into his eyeball region, the fiercer they get. Really cool.
All right, there's our get back. You can scan that QR code.
This guy's
That
sitting
will
pretty.
take you-
Is your mic on, Michelle?
Sorry, you can scan that QR code, and that will take you to our nonprofit show,
Yep, 3% every single owl, folks.
Wildside Rehabilitation Center.
That's a nice wide sitter.
I mean, Michelle, which one
Spiral
of these
eyes.
of the last ones, which one of these is your favorite that's on these table? I mean, 8A is pretty dope. Look at that thing.
What about the spiral eyes?
Cool. Oh, that one looks like you're in a trance.
Woo, 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 woo.
Vortex eyes.
I like that you've got options between the two different styles of beaks
Are
too.
you joining us?
Yeah, and I've got my personal favorite. I can't really speak on that, but there's definitely one that takes more work and I think looks even better.
I did speak on my personal favorite, and it sold first.
Terry has a question for Chris.
Is he doing the
She said, "How did you
I thought
get a hold of Kea? Like, is Kea's not native to the U.S., so how did he come under your care?"
So in falconry, it is common for people to breed raptors, but you do have to have the proper licensing and permitting to get them. So he was bred in the East Coast. He needed placement, and so they contacted me to take him. But you do need a falconer's license, DNR inspection, the necessary steps for falconry. And if anyone's interested in that, they do have the Michigan Hawking Club. You can go to events, reach out on their social media, where you can see falconers with their various different species of raptors, the importance of falconry, the conservation aspect of it. Louise, were a falconer, or are a falconer, weren't you?
I'm not, no. I've done propagation where I have propagated birds for falconers, Harris hawks, and then my permit is I take threatened and endangered species. We can do mammals, we can do raptors, we can do turtles. I have a fisheries license to be able to do the turtles, so lots of different species. And eagles, we also do.
that's
we
a
have
really
eagles.
good question. I would not have known that. I didn't even think. Right? Those are licenses and things that you need.
Mary says she can't wait to see her feather. She loves Michelle's
Oh, thanks, Mary. Awesome.
So for those new folks that are watching, Oliver's gathered up a pretty decent size gather of clear crystal, and he's coating it with a white and some other unique colors that create a really unique pattern on the surface of this owl. And this is the giveaway owl, guys, so pay attention, because what you see is what you get if you win this thing.
This is how it's gonna be.
Big time.
I did 2 coats of a, like, we call it cloud. It's opaline white. Is that how you say that word, opaline?
Opaline, that's it. What would you say you think that the temperature of the glory hole right now is, Oliver?
1,600 and about 7 degrees.
1,600?
It's a little,
I
just
see.
1,600.
Well, I think that's a pretty good. Did you use the thermometers in your hand?
Well, I gave it the eyeball check.
Nice.
I wish we had, there is a gun that you can point at, like a heat gun, and you point it at flames and it tells you how hot it is.
Kind of like that one we used for the uni oven.
You have one for the uni oven?
Oh, yeah.
Or for the pandemic.
pieces. Yeah, we had a temperature check,
Yeah.
everybody.
We got about like 12 yeses for an eyeball show.
No, gross. They can't do it.
There
But
was one
12
no.
people said yes.
Yeah, and Pam said I just had eyeball surgery, so it's too
Ugh.
soon for her.
Do you
It will
remember
push it
when
off a
you were
month.
kids?
Well, how do you feel about next week then, Pam?
Yeah.
We went to the Chicago something natural center,
Field Museum?
field museum, and they had a class, dissect a cow eyeball.
That's what I teach every month.
Oh my God. So Jake and Lucy jumped in and dissected a cow eyeball.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
And I totally remember the one time my good friend Jim Manley ate a cow eyeball.
Why?
Because it was
They're
coming
so
off a spigot in the
big.
middle of a giant festival in Mexico City, and
A
they said,
spigot?
you should eat this, and he ate it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that, folks?
So talking about eyeballs,
Back to the owl question.
Yes, could we please?
Coffee has a question. How does Kea travel?
So normally in falconry, we transport raptors what we call a hood, and it's like an opaque vertical box, but because he's so big, I can't transport him in anything like that, so I actually use a big Tupperware tub, as goofy as it sounds. He used to actually sleep in that when he was a baby. So we have bedding and stuff on the bottom, but he'll hop right in. When I need him to go in, he'll hop off the perch, jump right in the tub. I'll unclip his, his leash.
But
and
he lays down.
he kind of like sits on his butt with his big old feet in front of him. He'll pick a corner and he'll just ride and
Interesting.
take a car nap. So because he slept in there when he was a baby, it's like his safe space. So he doesn't mind riding in there at all, and it's really big. It's about like
I saw it. It is huge.
no, it does have holes. And
Yeah,
for people
you're
that
not
are wondering
suffocating 'em.
why do I use a tub, we don't want to really use wire crates. It can rip their nails out. He can injure himself, but also too the opaqueness of the tub is kind of like blinders on a horse or like other raptors. Keeps them calm. Now we can't put a hood, those blinders on owls because it will damage the facial disc. So that's why you never see owls with blind hoods on them. So the tub helps kind of keep them calm.
flip
So
one more
his
time
bed's
for you.
kind of like a dog cage when you have a puppy and they are in their cage, and then you know that maybe if they're a rowdy dog, they run in there and want to lay in there because it's their safe zone.
Yeah, it's their safe zone. Now, we use that for transportation, but once we get back home, I pop the top. He flies back into his
So he
flight
knows
area.
he can come out when he comes out, and he can
Yes.
go in when he goes in, so it's his choice. Kinda.
Yes, and he does. He kind of knows when we're about to work or do an event. So he does know what getting in the tub means, and he seems pretty eager to do it.
Sounds awesome. I love that.
Mary says an eyeball show would be good for around Halloween.
Beth,
Yes.
I agree.
What'd you do?
am I still hooked up? I don't know.
You're still. I can still see your camera feed.
You want to take the chance?
It,
Dead.
Why is it dead?
Did it get charged?
Hand gimbal.
Hand gimbal.
Pop it off. Sorry, folks.
This is what happens when we go past 7:30.
That is really weird. You know what? I bet the power strip wasn't on
Oh,
because
Died.
everything was plugged in all day.
interesting.
All right, I'm going for the foliage.
And just so you guys know that this is the giveaway, so you're going to answer the question, do you think owls represent wisdom or something more mysterious? You're going to send your answer and your name in an email to enews@glassacademy.com, and you're going to get entered to win this owl. If you have any
Maybe
last
eyes in
minute
there.
questions for our
Color we
friends
want.
from Wildside, get it in the chat.
Iris.
Chris, I have it.
All right, we've got a couple of eyes on here. We got foliage coming. All right, that hair's going down. We're gonna just smush it down flat here real quick.
The retro owl is sold.
Nice.
I do have that giveaway question up on the screen for you guys. If you want to pop that glass blowing just a little higher in the camera, Michelle.
How serious and what is the word I'm looking for? Intentional. Oliver has been really watching you guys work the owls, and he was very intentional with the way he did the beak
Well-
Yeah,
and the plumes or whatever.
I really care about symmetry and like, I'm trying to learn something from these guys while I'm
Oliver
assisting.
got
And you did.
bumped up in the process line when Matt decided to go start his family. And Matt's taking a week off to make his whole situation go down, and he's having a great time being a father and being a super champion. And in that instance, Oliver had to, do a couple owl shifts. And he got in there and he started figuring it out.
Thank you, Matt, for becoming a father. It's really helped my career.
That's pretty funny. 5 years from now, Oliver, how did you really get? Well, Matt had a baby, and
Yeah.
I need 2 seconds where I sit at the bench and I'm ready for that.
All right.
So, Jake, after making a lot of owls and a lot of creatures that are organic beings, and Oliver just mentioned that he was really working on symmetry, is it safe to say that most living beings are not symmetrical?
I think it's safe to say that, well, aren't the most attractive beings the symmetrical ones?
yeah, you're right.
And I'm not sure, but I can say that, especially with owls, if the feathers weren't action-packed with a little bit of motion and a little fluff on one side or maybe the other,
Right.
it'd be kind of a boring owl. You want to have a little bit of extra mojo in that whole feather menagerie.
So don't forget about the mojo, Oliver.
I put mojo on there. Did you see me applying mojo?
Don't rob the owl of its one-of-a-kind mojo.
You have to have mojo, Oliver.
And what is the term for the multi-eye experience? Multicolored eye?
Heterochromia.
Heterochromia.
I thought that was
That's
like
what this
only
guy
in
is.
huskies.
So it is in huskies, but other animals can have it. Cats can have it. Humans can have it. It's just
Owls can't have it.
Owls don't usually have it. We learned that tonight.
All right. Take one nice heat on here. I'll show it off to you guys.
Yeah, let's get a look at that thing.
And then we got to iridize it.
Low and powerful, that one is.
So for people who may have just tuned in, what do you mean by iridize, Oliver?
Well, if you
Great
don't know what that
blooms.
means, we're going to give it the bling. If you don't know what that means, we're going to give it the blingalini.
What if you don't know what that means?
Well, then we're going to reduce it.
What does that mean?
We got to give it the reduction.
Make it smaller?
Shrink
Reduce it.
We're
Shrink
just
it.
reducing it right now.
When it comes back, it's going to be mini size. That'd be a funny skit.
This is bringing the silver. Yeah, it would. Bringing all the
Wow.
silver within the color to the surface. So that is now a shining owl. Oh,
if
yeah.
You guys could hear the audience.
Some ooze coming from the crowd, from the studio
I'm
audience.
not
peanut
trying
gallery.
to brag, but that didn't happen with the owl on the stump.
That is a beautiful, one-of-a-kind giveaway. I'm
Beauty.
telling you, that's the coolest
Listen,
thing
when we
about
got
getting
gold
the
powder
giveaway,
out, we
guys.
got to use it.
It's almost a $100
This is the owl
giveaway.
giveaway.
I tried to make it smaller.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's
Give
just
him a round of
power
applause,
one.
folks. While he's knocking it off. Let's go.
You guys stop it. You're going to make me blush.
It's pretty rare we have a live studio audience during the gathering point, but when we support an amazing cause and partner with
Look at
them,
that teamwork
that's
right there.
when it all goes down.
Everybody loves it, Oliver. They said he's so cute.
You want
Well,
to
thanks,
present
guys.
to me the squisher?
And this is not for sale. This is the giveaway piece. So
Locating squisher. 1 second.
you're going to send your answer to the question of the day to enews@glassacademy.com.
The round squisher?
Yeah.
That's the eyeball squisher, right?
For the eyeball show coming at you in the next 5 to 7 weeks.
Amazing. Mary said she votes 70 times for that, so I think we've hit
Hopefully
her
that'll
quota.
work.
Ah, that's funny.
Use the back of the tag on it, too. The other side, yeah.
Really couldn't ask for a cleaner break off than that.
No, not really. But now we got this beautiful
not for the
crevice to just drop the GA stamp
I'm
into.
going to drop it right in there.
Drop it in there.
Bam.
All
Good,
right,
good.
There
with the
she
granny
is.
grabbers.
Oh, yeah.
And away it goes, everybody.
Yeah, Nice job.
$3.99. You can enter to win that one. And that, folks,
Wrap
is
it.
show number 363. Subscribe. Subscribe and like and share and you know, talk about it, ask questions, and get crazy.
Amazing.
We're going to go over into this zone.
We are.
We're all going to cram in here.
Everything made on the show so far tonight has sold except for the giveaway, which obviously we cannot sell. We all squeezing in here.
Are we reading off our specials thing, or is
Well-
one of these guys reading off?
No, we're reading it. Chris is
Okay.
reading it. And then there's a bonus. So we try to end the show on this, but guess what? There's a bonus.
Oh,
Aren't you doing one?
maybe.
Yeah. All right. Tonight's joke sent in by who?
Tonight's dad joke sent in by
A mystery person is not on there.
nobody.
You know who you
Lizzie.
are. Don't pretend you don't.
But that's okay, guys, because the joke is hold on. Hold on to your owls. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Owls.
Owl who?
Who?
That's right.
Who?
They do.
That was good.
Man.
That's
All
a
right.
good one.
Do you have a next
I don't have a
one?
bonus one because I think I'll butcher it. But I mean, it was something like, what we're gonna have a Glass Academy eyeball class because then we can have a bunch of pupils in the class.
Oh my gosh.
That's from
awesome.
Max on the fly over here.
That's amazing.
But check it out over here, you guys. Give these, ooh, baby.
He was coming after you.
Real
gotta
quick,
keep your fingers
Lucy,
to yourself.
Roland, clip that. Clip that. That just happened. Clip that. I want to see it on YouTube short, 5 times repeat, okay?
Man. Give these guys a thank you, everybody, and thank you guys for being in here. It was super cool. We're having the owls up for the rest of the year, and we've got 3% going to these guys. You can read all about everything on their website. The link's in there. If you have more questions, reach out to them. But pretty
Thank
incredible.
you, everyone.
Thank you guys for being here today. It was a blast.
Sassy.
Make sure you like and subscribe, everybody. If you're local, we'd love to see you this weekend for the Blossom and Bloom show.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
big show coming up. 11 to 4 each day.
Night, guys. See you next
Over
week.
and out.